everybody, this is Ginger and this is Ginger's Chat Show. And today is Wednesday, March 26th, 2025. I might cut this short just in case I hear thunder. Today they are predicting moderate to severe thunderstorms and a possible tornado. We do get them up here if conditions are right, especially in the south of me here. We did have one touchdown over here in Frederickson, couple 3 years ago, and also we had one touchdown over in the Kitsap County area, and it took out a house. This was like 3 or 4 years ago. But it does happen. So again, if conditions are right, we're in trouble. And they're expecting large hail. So I hope everybody batten down the hatches, make sure the animals are safe and everything, Put the animals in the barn so they're not in danger of being struck by lightning. You stay, my fellow Washingtonians need to stay inside and not go out and venture out during a thunderstorm. Especially when you have a real nasty electrical storm, and we do get some bad ones over here. I remember 1976, we had a real nasty electrical storm. So, anyway, I hope everybody stays safe and heed the warnings. Of course, the other day, the so-called Defense Secretary Higgs, they don't bother to check anything. They don't even bother to check the rigs or anything that's regarding national security protocols. And they somehow added on, they're not supposed to use Signal chat platform. It's been banned by the government not to be used in Skiff or anything else, because it's a public platform. They're supposed to use their own internal chat thing it's set up. Well, he didn't do it. He did not. He went with Signal. Anyway, they somehow got included into the chat line with the Atlantic magazine's journalist. And somehow the journalist picked up on seeing all the classified information on there. And he goes, this is wrong, don't you? You're supposed to be using a private enclosed Skiff type protocol for all this and not broadcast it. Well, Higgs is being an idiot that he is, and Trump being an idiot that he is, decided to ignore the protocols, which is stupid. Hi, Nancy. It's really stupid. And so, I don't know what they were thinking. They did not check protocols. They did not check who is on the chat or who's allowed to be on the chat. And somehow the Atlantic Journal reporter got on there. And of course, these Rubio and Secretary of State Rubio and several other high-ranking, important, so-called important people, They don't seem to be concerned about this. Again, what are they thinking? And really, how many times has Trump himself, when he got hold of the top secret files and stored them down in Florida, and how many of those did he sell? You know, it kind of really makes you wonder. And why isn't he in jail? Okay? They catch some people selling classified information, and they're promptly put in jail. So why wasn't Trump promptly put in jail? Okay? And the signal they claimed is part of, what did he say? Oh, Hillary's emails. Well, she didn't use Signal. She used the state Secretary of State's tools. Okay. So I hope all this is going to be resolved, and those that made this mistake, they should resign. Trump should resign. Everybody should resign. And then we just hold snap elections. It's dumb, it's stupid, and it really makes me angry because it gets all those that work in CIA and other agencies, that puts them in danger. And the NROL, National Reconnaissance Office, puts them in danger. And as I said before, the cabinet and Trump and Vance, they need to be given the boot. They need to be thrown out and resign, and then report themselves to the law enforcement authorities because they violated the law, especially espionage laws. Hegseth, Rubio, and several others, they should be in jail. And they keep taking away our rights. Their rights should be taken away from them. They already lost trust of the people. Half of the people don't trust them to begin with. And those that enable Trump, especially those in Congress and MAGAs, they need to be removed and banned. I'm just sick and tired of all the stupidity that's happening. I really am. Okay? I don't like my fellow Americans being endangered. So, now the other thing that really kind of, it's been jacking my jaws. The DEI initiative, Diversity and Inclusion Initiative. In other words, including everybody, whether in school or in college, at work. Why are they so against it? What are they afraid of? We've been doing the DEI for years, and it's worked just fine. And like, for example, at Boeing, they do it on the basis of a person's knowledge and how well they do their job and experience, and they don't really base it on skin color or anything. They don't do that. Oh, sure, there's some co-workers that base it on skin color, but They're being idiots. Okay. Uh, Especially in schools. What are you teaching the kids? They, one school district, I think this is in Oregon. Uh, they the community came out and did sidewalk drawings of including, in other words, everybody is welcome here in the school. Everybody's welcome in the community. Well, guess what the administrators did? They got all pissy about it and they ordered the artwork to be washed off. Again, what are they afraid of? What is their problem? The parents, in some ways, do own the school district because they pay taxes into it. They own it, not the school district itself. They own the building because they pay into the buildings. They pay into building the schools and make sure they're safe for the kids and the workers and everything else. Well, their excuse was, oh, well, we're afraid of all the chalk tracking inside the school and everything else. I go, really? What do you think tracks in the school every day? Dirt from outside. The kids come in from the recess. And when the doors open and everything else, you have a little bit of wind and leaves and everything get blown in. That happens almost every day. And to me, to those administrators, you guys are a poor excuse. You should not be denying kids being inclusive and celebrating diversity. So they need to get out of this crap that Trump is doing. And this so-called, all he does is write executive orders. He's bypassing Congress. And I bet 3/4 of those executive orders, you have to go through Congress in order to make a law. Executive orders are not laws. Okay? They're not federal law. And so, really, I think now people need to start ignoring his executive orders, especially DEI executive orders. They need to ignore him and say, nope, that's not how it works. And if he doesn't like it, tough. He needs to grow up. Trump needs to grow up. And I feel so sorry for his niece, Mary Trump. She goes, he's basically insane. She is, by the way, a psychologist. And she knows what she's talking about. And she said her grandfather taught him that you're not supposed to take responsibility for anything. And she said that is wrong. Her mom and her dad taught Mary, you have to take responsibility for your actions. And the older brother disagreed with Trump. Disagreed with his younger brother and disagreed with his dad. Her grandfather bullied her dad. And frankly, I think that grandfather needs to have his nose punched. You just don't do that to your kids, okay? You don't do that to anybody. You don't bully people just because you want them to, trying to get them to do what you want them to do. Nope, not gonna happen. So, anyway, I'm gonna cut this to about 15 minutes, 16 minutes, because it's starting to cloud up. And we're predicting a nasty thunderstorm to roll through here. It's going to get a little noisy. I do have two windows open, and so in other words, to you know get fresh air and everything in here because it's supposed to warm up to 70. Okay. Okay. Anyway, oh, by the way, another thing is the Supreme Court has sided with President Biden on the ghost guns. They upheld it. So that's good. Um, and they agree with him on that. So anyway, that's my rant for today. Should change it back to Ginger's rant show instead of chat show. But I'm going to keep it as a chat show. I will post this on my YouTube channel. And Nancy, since you're my moderator, keep it eagle eye on anybody that's saying repeated, the spam repeated, and I'll set up some of the rules. And of course, a lot of the rules are common sense. But still, there's some people that haven't grown up, in my view. So I will post this on my YouTube channel. Now, Friday, I may possibly still do my chat on Friday, but that's a question mark. Because my landlord they're doing random apartment dwelling checks. And so my apartment's been picked to do a check. So it's either tomorrow or Friday. I hope it's tomorrow. That way I don't have to worry about Friday. But if it doesn't happen tomorrow, and it looks like it's going to happen on Friday, then I'm not going to do my chat on Friday. But I might do my chat on Saturday, just to make up for it. So just be aware, I'll keep you posted. And Loki's feeling better. Once in a while he'll sneeze and snuffle and everything else, but he's getting better. But it still wants to hang on is what it wants to do. So, but he's a lot more energetic. He's bossing me around, or so. And this morning he tried crowding me out of my bed. You know how they do. So, okay, I will see you later. Be sure to insist, persist, and push back. And I will keep you posted on my next chat show. Okay, talk to you later. Love you. Bye-bye.